Well, instead of bickering, we figured out our next move against the Speedster and his allies.
Legion of Doom has a sexual ring to it.
I'm not calling them that.
Is it smaller than a Quinjet?
That's classified. And yes, considerably.
It all started when we blew up the Time Pigs, the Time Masters. Now history's all screwed up, and it's up to us to unscrew it up. But half the time we screw things up even worse. So don't call us heroes, we're something else. We're legends. Who writes this crap anyway?
Hi, everyone. 103B. I'm Karen. And he's Charles singing along to a non-existent song.
It's the song in my head.
I know. I have a soundtrack sometimes, so I get it. Yep. So 103B of the Fandom Zone, thank you for coming back. We'll be talking about iZombie 306, Some Like It Hot Mess, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D 421, The Return. Pretty good show.
Yes.
Arrow 521, Honor Thy Fathers, and Iron Fist 107, Felling Tree with Roots.
At long last. It's been a battle to talk about Iron Fist number 7, but we're going to do it.
Yes. What has it been, 3 weeks?
About that. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
All right. iZombie 306, Some Like It Hot Mess.
Some Like It Hot Mess. Or to a reference to the Marilyn Monroe movie, Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot. That's right.
Exactly. So written by John Enbaum, directed by Enrico Colantoni.
Yes, that's right. The actor from Galaxy Quest and
or as I like to call him, Enrico Palazzo from Naked Gun.
He was in that movie about a magazine. I can't remember the name of it.
The magazine movie.
No, a show where he was a photographer. And he was also in Person of Interest.
Okay.
As a mob boss.
Got it.
But Galaxy Quest was his main one. He was the alien, the head alien.
Oh,
Galaxy
okay.
Quest.
Got it.
Bald guy. Yeah. Okay, so real, in parentheses, life is unfair.
As our A story.
That's right. B story, Blaine's brain.
Right.
C story, I have 2 C stories, Almost Human and The Fallon Show.
Okay.
The Fallon Show is actually the case of the week. The murderess was, or the murderee. Yes. Her last name was Fallon. So I just pulled it out of thin air. Really, the murder was, oh no, the Fallon Show. Yeah, she was the murderee because that was the brain that got eaten. She was kind of a hypery.
Well, no, because apparently she's just this big scatterbrain. Get it?
Right.
And so, Liv is on scatterbrain.
I see what you did.
See what I did there?
I do. So she kept forgetting things.
And driving everybody nuts this week.
She was dancing around to music.
Yeah, apparently she was like also this DJ.
Right.
So, like she was at a club. So, of course, they go to a club and then Liv wants to throw down some tracks.
Right. Right. But she kept forgetting to do like her job.
Yes.
And Ravi ended up calling her and he's like, okay, there's a liver here on the table, but I don't know who it belongs to. So call me back.
Right. Or
so there was stuff like that.
She ends up sewing some guy's cell phone into the corpse.
Right.
So they hear a ringing and it's coming from inside the morgue drawer.
It's coming from inside the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She is just crazy weird in this episode, which I love it when they stretch her acting abilities.
I have to think that, it gives the actress so much.
Rose McIver.
Yeah, Rose McIver, thank you. It gives Rose McIver so much to play with as an actor.
And she's great. She's just fantastic at it.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's super serious and morose and dark.
She obviously has range.
Yeah, huge range.
Like we're talking like in the Tatiana Maslany level.
Yeah, I think so too.
Those two really needed to be in an episode together because they could just do those two actresses and then you wouldn't need anybody else. You could just have them playing multiple roles.
Imagine if she comes on this show as a zombie.
Right.
And she eats another person's brain and they play off of each other in the episode. That would be amazing, right?
Totally.
So amazing. Okay, so, and not to mention, she was also on Once Upon a Time, Rose McIver.
Right, because she played Tinkerbell.
And I didn't even recognize her. So that's a totally different persona. Oh, no, I didn't. See, not at first.
I recognized her because I had seen Once Upon a Time and saw her as Tinkerbell.
I did.
So that when the show started, because I knew about the casting, so I was just like, but she was completely different than she was, obviously, in Once Upon a Time.
That's what I'm saying, is I was like, she's just a completely different person on this show.
Which is good.
So it's crazy. Even when before she was a zombie and she was just a doctor before she turned, I was like, she doesn't look anything like that other character. She's just completely different.
Pretty sure that's why she's on iZombie and you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah, well, not you personally. I'm talking about everybody.
No, anyone.
Anybody in general.
Right.
You're not.
She's crazy good.
So, yeah.
Right. She's crazy good. Pretty much everybody on this show is good. I mean, I can't find fault with any of the casting on this show.
No, it's great.
Okay, so that's their case of the week. Who cares who did it? I don't care.
No, yeah.
I don't even remember who did it.
Yeah.
But it just gave her a nice way to play off things, and of course it allows things to happen at the morgue. And Blaine's ex-lackey has a proposition. Thank you.
Yes.
Has a proposition for Ravi, which is that he wants to buy the serum from Ravi because they have buyers who want to become human again. And they're rich guys, and he wants to, give Ravi a kickback for the serum.
Right.
And Ravi is...
I think this is kind of hilarious because he tells Ravi, this guy's offering me $100,000, when in fact the guy's actually offering him $1 million.
Right.
But he's only telling Ravi $100,000. Of
course he is.
Because
he's Don E.
He's Don E. Yeah.
He's a
dick.
sleazeball.
Yeah.
Dick. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So of course Ravi turns him down because he's not in it for the money. He just wants to help people.
Right.
And he doesn't have a mess of it. He only has a little bit because he's not sure it works yet. He wants to make a cure for the memory loss.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure that out.
Which they have in this episode, and we'll go into that in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now? What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now?
You have some explaining to do.
Which he does.
Yeah.
So
the truth comes out about Blaine's memory loss, and yes, it's what we suspected all along.
Yep, it's what I said the last time we talked, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay,
we've been suspecting this for a while.
Yeah, but it's what I said.
Yes.
I just happened to mention it last time, and I thought it was ironic that it came out of my mouth last time, and then all of a sudden,
yep,
I was like, "You're the worst, Blaine." Okay, so anyway. It's fortuitous that this happens with Donnie because of what happens later in the episode. So, Major is deteriorating, and they decide they have to give Major the cure, no matter what Blaine does.
Yeah, they basically run out of options.
Right.
So Major says he tries to prepare himself for the memory loss.
Right. He has a really great night with Liv.
Yep.
And it's bittersweet because he thinks he'll probably not remember her. Not to mention the fact that they can't do anything anymore because she's a zombie and he's going to be human.
But
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Exactly. They have a night like that. And I thought it was touching that he said it was, a fantastic night, one of the best of his life. And, so sweet. Just really sweet.
Yep.
So he takes the serum, and there's a bit of a tense amount of worry in this episode over him because he loses his cell phone and he goes missing.
Right. He ends up like wandering around.
Right. Because you do lose your memory.
And
but
apparently nobody bothered to keep an eye on him.
Right. Well, it's because Liv has taken the scatterbrain brain.
Yeah.
And she forgets to go and look at it.
But Ravi knew that she was on scatterbrain. You think you'd be like, okay.
He should have been on top of it.
You're not the best person to watch Major right now.
Right. Now, Ravi, in the last episode, has gotten this inkling that maybe Blaine is faking it.
Right.
And he tells Peyton this. And Peyton has this little worm in her head now. And she goes to Blaine and confronts him about it. And says, I will still like you. And she's a lawyer, remember?
Yeah, right.
So it's a questioning technique.
Can't trust lawyers.
Yeah.
Ever.
But not just that. It's a way to get information out of him. She knows that's how to get information out of him. And he does break down and tell her, well, I did lose my memory, but it came back. So he'll get his memory back eventually after a couple of days. And she, of course, says, okay, I don't forgive you. I'm out. And we're going to get this Blaine back.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now?
Evil Blaine is back, baby.
That's right. And
we're all the better for it.
This is where it ties into the Don E part of the storyline because Ravi suspects that Don E is the guy who broke into the lab to steal the serum. They go into the lab after they find Major and he has his memory, and they're going to give Liv the serum so she can become human.
And she's
Serum's
all excited,
gone.
like, hey, I could be
I'm going to
human.
have ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. The serum's all gone, and they suspect that Don E has taken it. Who took it?
What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now?
We see him at the end of the episode.
Well, yeah, because apparently there was this ingredient list that Liv, all scatterbrain, printed out, but did not take off the printer.
Right.
So when Blaine comes waltzing into the morgue...
What is this bizarre segue that's happening?
Yeah, he takes the ingredient list, so he's going home, and he's whipping up a batch of zombie cure.
That's right, which he will sell most likely.
Right.
And
make some money off the cure. So
things will go bad.
He can get people on the one end by turning them into zombies, and sell them brains, and then later sell them the cure, so he can get double the monies.
Bad Blaine.
Yep.
We got that.
And with Peyton calling him on this,
now he's going to be all emo.
Yeah.
About it.
But
so that was the main story.
But at least Peyton finally knows the score, and so it's like, welcome to the party, Peyton.
Yes, thank you for waking up, Peyton.
Yeah, finally. And if I was Ravi, I'd be like, I told you so. Can I say I told you so? Right. I told you so.
Now, this doesn't mean she's going to get back with Ravi anytime soon, because Ravi was a little vindictive towards Blaine in this episode. Right. So she's not feeling it right now.
Maybe in a little while.
In a little bit, yeah. I think so, because I think she's going to see that he cares about her. Okay, and then the storyline when Major was wandering, and then he got his memory back, he remembers that he's estranged from his family, and he goes to see his mother, and they end up making up, and he bonds again with his family, which I thought was very touching as well.
Right.
And he talks about Liv and how they might get back together again, and then of course that's subverted in the end when Liv has no serum to take, at least for now. So yeah, that's going to be hard.
Yeah. Well, and actually, Clive is kind of bummed that
Yeah.
that Liv wants to become a human again because it's like, hey, I kind of like
Can't
having
you
a
just
zombie
wait till
part.
I make captain?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, come on, help a brother out
But
here.
now she's going to stay a zombie for a little bit, so he's got his partner still.
Right. And we still have our show. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you have solved crimes?
Well, they could have done an arc, and then she ends up becoming a zombie again. But
True.
because it's not like Major hasn't gone back and forth from human to zombie and zombie to human and back
That's right.
again.
See, she could have become a human and then realized that it wasn't her life's calling to not be this.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you give it?
I enjoyed this one. I thought it was decent. 8 DJ turntables.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the great scene where Rose McIver
she wants to lay down some
she
tracks.
wants to lay down some tracks, exactly.
Yeah. I give it 8 ice cream foodgasms because when Major becomes human again and realizes he can taste food, he has ice cream right next to Ravi on the couch, and he is making noises that Ravi doesn't want to hear.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. And Ravi is very uncomfortable.
The ice cream orgasm.
Right. Well, I call it a foodgasm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Moving on.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 421, The Return. Excellent episode.
Another good episode written by Marissa Tancherowin and Jed Whedon.
Well, there you go.
Directed by Kevin Tancherowin.
There you go.
So, yeah. That's all in the family, everybody.
That's right. So my storyline titles, Kill Me, Kiss Me, and whichever.
Right.
Seriously, get thee to a freaking nunnery already. That's a Ophelia reference.
Right.
Getting Mac back. And then cracking the whip.
All right.
Even though it's a chain.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, May is back. That's the kiss me, kill me, whatever.
Yep.
Coulson is the most uncomfortable I have ever seen him, which was, I thought, hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he has to catch May up on everything that happened while she was in the framework.
But he doesn't want to really catch her up on everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last thing she remembers is Ghost Rider, because she wasn't there for the second pod.
Right. Yeah.
The LMD pod.
Yeah. Apparently, and she hasn't watched her DVR.
Exactly.
In weeks. So.
Right. She doesn't know about the Flash or Arrow. He's going to have to catch her up on all that stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, they bring up this subject, this really awkward subject of what happened between Coulson and May's LMD.
Right. And she says, "Did I try to kill you?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's it. You tried to kill me.
Yeah.
It was pretty awkward."
Yeah. Nothing else awkward happened.
Yeah. And there's a lot of shiftiness happening with him.
Shifty eyes.
Right. I loved it, the dynamic between the two of them. And he also has to admit that they drank that bottle of scotch.
Yeah, the one that they've been saving.
Right. She's very upset about that.
Yeah.
And of course, that's going to make her suspicious of what happened.
Well, maybe it'll also get her thinking down a certain line.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to make her suspicious about what happened. So I think there's going to be more of a reckoning between the two of them. But before they could really get into anything, they're on a oil
platform
rig.
Yeah.
And the oil rig hasn't done anything yet until, what's his name? Sergey?
Oh, you mean the Superior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Right.
Ivanov.
I just call him Ivanov.
He has to get all the stuff off of this oil rig before he can blow it.
Yeah.
And then he's going to blow it up. So.
And this is where also, we should point out, this is also where Ada's Project Looking Glass is set up.
Right. So everyone's hooked up to the stuff there. That's why they're all there.
Yes.
And that's where the Wave Rider.
Wrong show.
Yeah. That's where the ship lands.
The Zephyr.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody's got a ship.
Yeah.
So Zephyr.
That's where it lands. And everyone's there. So we have the team that wasn't hooked up, and we have the team that was. And so they're going to get rescued, but in the meantime, they have to get out of this oil rig that's being blown up.
Yeah, because Ivanov's men, the Superior's men, show up.
Well, the LMD of Ivanov, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because apparently the Superior has made multiple LMD versions of himself.
Yep. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think, because they kill one of them and you think, oh, well,
that's it.
Cool.
Nope, there's more. And then
there's another one.
A bunch more just pile out of it.
Yep. So he's trying to get whatever valuable stuff he wants off of the rig. Then he sets it to blow. It blows. May and Coulson are trying to get off. They can't save Mac. Yo-Yo, of course, is upset by this. We got to get Mac out.
Right.
And right at the last minute.
You think there's no chance because the platform goes kablooey, and Mac's body gets under the water, and you think, oh, it's lost forever. But no.
Fitz has convinced Ada / Ophelia that she needs to save everyone. So she pops in with whatever these powers are that she's gotten from the Darkhold book.
Well, the Inhuman powers that she.
Yeah, she has everyone's powers.
Yeah,
she's Sylar.
Sky. Oh yeah, from Heroes. Yes. Nice reference.
I stole that from Entertainment Weekly. I can't take credit for it.
That's okay. It's good.
So she has everyone's powers. So she pops in. She saves Mac. And this is where we get our Banff moment with Simmons. And she tranks Ada. And Fitz looks at her in alarm. And she tranks Fitz without even blinking.
Yep.
And they go in the box. Time to go in the box.
Yeah, the containment unit.
Yep, both of them together.
That little honeycombed containment unit.
The white
room.
The white room, yeah.
Yeah.
And they take off. So they have Mac. He's still apparently hooked up to whatever's happening. Yo-Yo isn't happy that he's still hooked up because that means they left him in the framework and she doesn't quite know how to get him out. She's mad at them for leaving him behind.
Right. So she ends up going into the framework later.
So dumb.
Yeah. So now they've got to go get her.
Of course.
Right. So we're not done with the framework yet, kids.
Actually, I think something else is going to happen, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
But we have Ada and Fitz in the White Room, and they have a long talk. And
which goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, he admits that he only has room in his heart for one person. She thinks, of course, that it's her.
Yeah.
Until he admits that it's Simmons, and
he's all worried that Simmons is not going to forgive him
for everything
because he ended up killing the Patriot,
Mac,
and
not Mac, but
Mace.
Yeah, Mace.
Yeah, the Patriot, and then so he's all worried that she won't forgive him for being evil Fitz.
But when he says it's Simmons, Ada smash.
Yeah, Ada just goes right off the deep end.
Yes.
And what? You said you felt for me? Ah!
Right. And she goes nuts.
Yeah.
So
because hey, an AI that goes horribly, horribly wrong. Go figure.
Gee.
That never happens.
It was already bad.
Yeah.
Now it's even worse.
It's really bad because she's got all these Darkhold superpowers.
Exactly. Never give her the Darkhold book. I mean, Radcliffe was just the dumbest, right?
Pretty much. Just begging for trouble.
Don't give a robot the Darkhold book.
All he had to do
no one should open that.
All he had to do was give Radcliffe a copy of Terminator and or The Matrix, and maybe things would have been different.
Right.
Go see a movie, Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Get your head out of
get out
another
of the lab.
book.
Get out of the lab and go see a movie.
So things go awry with her, but Fitz has admitted that he is, been back. He wants to be back with Simmons. She goes in to comfort him, and there is this scene. It's just silent, but she is comforting him, and they're both crying, and it really ripped me apart. And I don't know about you, but it just was. Oh, it was just heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
She's holding him, and he has broken completely down. He is going to have some big time problems after this. We already know how sensitive he is, and so many things have happened to him in the past, but this is one I don't know how he's going to get past it. So killing Mace, I mean,
well, I guess we're going to find out because yeah, he ends up getting taken at the end of the episode.
Yep. Not so good.
Yeah. Doesn't look good for Fitz, let's just say.
It doesn't.
So you Fitz Simmons shippers may be in for a world of heartbreak coming up.
Yeah.
Again.
It may get Whedoned.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
If anybody's looking to get Whedon right now, it's probably Fitz.
I know. It's not so good. Or Simmons.
Or Simmons, one of the two.
Right. If she gets vindictive.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, we get a Stargate thing happening.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently Rhea's Stargate from Supergirl carries over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. And who comes through but Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider, motorcycle hero. Oh, wait. Yeah.
And he has his chain and he's throwing it around. I got a pretty decent picture on my blog post on Nice Girls TV. Please go look at it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. It's a really neat picture.
And Yo-Yo ends up, we see that Yo-Yo's been strapped to a table in the framework. Well, that's not
right.
good.
Okay, but there is this gate. And this is where I think they might be able to go and get them.
Yes.
And I also think we might be able to get who? Trip, maybe? Maybe? And Ward through that gate?
Oh, Triplet. Yeah, Trip. That would be nice because, yeah, we definitely need Trip back. And maybe that's how they'll bring Ward back. Only
the
it'll
good
be
Ward.
the good Ward.
Right?
Who then will go evil again.
No,
because it's Ward. He will always go evil.
And see, since this alternate universe was set up by the Darkhold, there is definitely the prospect of them actually being real in the real world.
Well, see, that's what they need to figure out a way because obviously Trip doesn't have a body, Ward doesn't have a body in the real world.
Yeah, but it's magic.
Right.
The Darkhold can do so many things.
So yeah, but all they have to do is 3D print another body, just like they did with Ada.
See?
Yep.
Why? She's real.
Yep.
So why not?
Possible. Just hope they have stock up on 3D printer cartridges.
It would be awesome if they could do that. But I think that little wormhole thing is the key to all this stuff. Because why would they use it just to bring Robbie back?
Yeah.
So that's exciting because I love Ghost Rider and the fact that he's coming back is
so next week, cool. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season finale.
Right? And it's going to be Ghost Rider versus Ada.
Oh, yeah, it's on.
Because I think he can stop her.
Yep, we'll see.
That's right. His magic is stronger than hers. He has the reckoning power of the devil. Right? All right. So what did you give this episode?
I like this one a lot. I gave it 8.5 mechanized organisms designed only for killing, which is a reference to MODOK, the Marvel villain MODOK. And that was from an earlier scene where the Superior mentions that he, that he's talking with Ada, and he talks about she threatens to kill him, and he's just like, well, you only destroyed my body, which was designed only for killing.
Right.
Coincidence? I think not.
So could he have been MODOK?
He could be, or maybe he will be MODOK.
Will be one of his.
Maybe he'll turn him into MODOK. So
interesting.
So hopefully we get him he gets a nice, because remember he's just a head.
Right.
In reality, so maybe just put that on a little body or whatever, or or grow that head to giant size and put little legs and little hands on him and let him fly around. Like
Interesting.
Modoc.
Or they could just put him on a body.
Yeah. Something.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is real. And not a comic book and make him look cartoony.
I want him to be a little giant head on him. Yeah. No.
That would be weird.
That's what I want. I want the weird.
I know you want that, but
I want the
that
weird.
would be really bizarre. I liked it a little more than you. I really dug the fact that Ghost Rider's back, and I loved the scenes between Coulson and May.
Yeah.
I don't ship them. I actually don't want them to get together.
I do. I ship them hard.
I don't think they need to get together. However,
I think they'd be team supreme.
The fact that she is just so not thinking in that direction, and he is completely uncomfortable and awkward about it, really kind of makes me dig that whole situation.
Right.
But so I gave it 9 Stargates because that really looked like a Stargate to me.
Yeah.
Like for reals.
I think enough time has passed since Andrew now. I think it's time to start heading in that direction. Especially now that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting renewed for season 5.
That's right.
So season 5 would be a great time to start hitting that.
I agree.
So,
I wish Mace would come back, though. I wish there was a way to bring him back.
Maybe. I don't know.
There isn't. I think he's dead.
If it's a comic book show, of course there's always a way.
I don't know.
There's always
I think he's really dead.
Well,
but
really, really dead. Yeah.
I like Jason O'Mara.
It's a Marvel character. Really, really dead doesn't work. Doesn't happen.
Well, he's down in the bottom of the ocean.
It's not looking good, but
no,
there's always a way.
Maybe there's some fish oil down there.
See, there's always a way.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
On to Arrow 521, Honor Thy Fathers.
Written by showrunner Mark Guggenheim and Sarah Tarkoff. Directed by Laura Belzi.
Okay, Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Thanks for tying some things together.
You didn't,
right?
You didn't make that connection, did you?
No, I did.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what's our A, B, and C?
That's the only thing I liked about this episode. Was the freaking flashback.
Record scratch.
Okay, so he was no Jack Torrance, a reference to The Shining there.
Yeah.
Just one more murder for old time's sake. The fact that he didn't pull the trigger on what's his name? Adrian.
Yeah.
Please, why can't you just pull the trigger on it?
Seriously,
you killed
right?
so many people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. What's one more? You can't kill this guy. This guy that has caused so much. Like, he's only been threatening and killing people left and right.
Right. But instead he
digging up dead bodies and mailing them. So.
And he's done some stuff that still has not been resolved, which we will find out next week.
Right.
Hoss ain't here, man.
Yeah.
And then a wig, a mask, and a delay.
Right.
I want to talk about that first, by the way.
Maybe you should call that one "Where's the Hoss?"
Where's the Hoss?
Instead of who's the boss.
Where's the Hoss? That's nice.
You like that?
Who's the Hoss?
Where's the Hoss? Yeah, a little who's the boss reference.
Okay. I was doing like a Dave's not here, man. Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, the old Cheech and Chong bit.
Yeah. Okay, so a wig and a mask and a delay was the flashback, actually, where we get so many things tied up, and I loved it.
Yeah.
From the pilot episode, and we see how they were going to rescue him from the island, that they had set up this whole Anatoly had set up a way for a boat to come and rescue him.
Right. So
we know how he got off the island, or how he was supposed to get off the island. They gave him this hair.
Yeah.
So it looked like
another bad wig.
Yeah, but it looked like he was on the island all this time.
Right.
So that's another.
So everything that we thought was a big scam.
Yeah, but I was also wondering how he was going to grow all that hair in such a short amount of time.
And apparently Deathstroke's mask just washed up on the beach.
And that's how it got on that pole with the arrow through it, which I was wondering as well. So It's another thing tied up, which was awesome.
Doesn't it seem a little lame though that's how, because you wanted that they needed to you wanted to have that a better explanation for why Deathstroke's mask was on that thing.
I thought that was a good explanation.
I thought it was
that he was
lame.
doing like a tribute.
I wanted like
to his fallen friend.
There was a big confrontation, and just.
I was all right with it.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know he was going to turn bad at that point. He was a fallen friend, and
right.
That was his, tribute to his friend. I thought it was kind of touching, actually, that he put it there on the pole, like a gravestone,
right,
sort of thing. And of course, it ended up being like an iconic sort of, I killed him through the eyeball thing, or I thought I did later on. Okay, so there was that, and then of course Kovar shows up, and next week we're gonna have to see how he gets out of that situation.
Because Ivan Drago is back.
That's right.
I will break you.
Right. And of course he's going to get out of it because he does make it to the boat, which is kind of a spoiler, but we know he gets rescued.
It's kind of anticlimactic at this point because, we know Oliver obviously survives.
Right. Duh.
Because he has to be picked up from Lian Yu.
Right.
So.
But I thought that was cool that they made this circle back to the pilot, and also they mirrored it to the rest of the episode because the whole episode referred back to the pilot.
Well,
pretty much.
Yeah, because we have all these big connections to Robert Queen, Oliver's father, in this episode.
Right. So
hence the title "Honor to Thy Fathers."
Right. Adrian is trying to force Oliver to face the fact that they are the same, that his father's the one who screwed him up,
right,
and that they are both, evil, descended from their evil fathers, and that.
So he digs up the body of this local politician named Henry Goodwin,
mm-hmm.
who disappeared like 15 years ago,
mm-hmm.
and it turns out that. Robert Queen killed Goodwin.
Right.
So.
And there's conveniently a video that proves it.
Right.
Which should have been used 15 years ago to convict him.
Yep.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
And why wasn't it?
Well, and it also talks about Robert asking Thea to look after Oliver.
Right. Where did that video come from?
Exactly.
These were big time problems.
And why does Thea all of a sudden show up out of nowhere?
Right. And just for Philip, ready?
Yeah.
I came back because no one missed me and I wanted attention. What's going on with Dad? Why are there all these videos? How come you didn't show me all these videos? And look, he murdered someone. Why did he murder someone? He's just as bad as my real dad.
You guys,
I hate this. But I'm back. Hi, Oliver.
I know nobody missed me, but...
Yeah. I came back just in time for the season to end. Okay, there you go, Phil.
Nice.
So,
I missed that impression so much.
Do you?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I think I probably love it more than Phil does.
Do you really? Okay, just for you then.
Yeah.
All right.
I never get tired of that.
Okay.
Never get tired of it. That and Heat
Oliver.
Wave. That and Heat Wave. I never get tired of those two.
Well, Legends of Tomorrow's off the air.
Right,
so.
right. But you have this. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I can't believe it. You need to watch this video. Daddy's killing someone. It's so bad. I can't believe it. And then she crosses her arms and she just stands there while Oliver watches it. And do you see? Do you see? Do you see?
I just want to know where Thea goes when she's like not around.
Right?
They don't explain a
Well, no, he actually asks, were you with, what's his name? the guy that left, red guy, Speedy.
Oh, Speedy. Oh,
Yeah.
Roy?
Yeah. Were you with Roy? And she never really answers him.
Yeah.
But he does ask.
I like
So
to think
anyway.
she was up to no good.
Probably.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll come out.
Yeah. She was stealing stuff somewhere.
I'm still waiting for the Oliver versus Thea showdown.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Put some arrows in her.
Yeah.
Ow, that hurts. Stop shooting me with arrows, Oliver.
That's our season 6.
Okay, good.
Yeah. She's the big bad of season 6, Thea.
You hit me in the ankle. Cut it out. Is this a trico? Oh. There you go.
That'd be great.
All right. So
All right.
anyway, she shows him these videos. It's the worst. Where did these videos come from? It's such a hand wave.
Right.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
They just came out of nowhere. No setup.
Right. Felicity gives him this pep talk that teaches him, oh, you were good all along. How many times has he given this pep talk and it still hasn't sunk in that he's a good guy?
Right.
Even though he killed people, it doesn't matter. He's done more good than bad. Everyone has given him this pep talk and it never, ever, ever sticks.
Yeah.
Ever. He always goes back to emo Oliver. Okay, so these were things that bugged me. That's where I was saying he's no Jack Torrance. He was bad, but he also did some good things. The dad,
Yes.
Robert. Okay, so Adrian exposes his father to the city. So Oliver has a press conference.
Right.
Right? And he says, yeah, okay, my dad was bad. He did all these things. However,
Is it just me, or is Oliver's press conferences becoming as bad as the Sean Spicer pressers?
no, not nearly as bad, but they're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad, because every time he goes to the press, it's some crap that's going on.
Right.
This big drama. Just
Right,
like
it
the
is.
Sean Spicer. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not nearly as bad as Sean Spicer's because Sean Spicer's are bullcrap. At least Oliver's aren't lies.
Right. They're just omissions until now.
Yes, exactly.
Reluctant omissions.
Right.
Yeah, okay, sorry my dad killed this councilman 15 years ago.
But
yeah,
my mom wasn't good either, remember?
yeah. But he saved my life 10 years ago, so that should count, right?
Right. 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, he says nearly 10 years ago, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, it
So
is
he could
near.
so he
5
could
years
serve,
ago, 5
so,
years ago.
Yeah, so he could serve Star City.
Right. So I could make this a better place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm
And
like,
then
God.
Oliver sets up this TV monitor right outside Prometheus's cell, so he can watch it.
Right.
But of course, Prometheus is like, "This is all going perfectly to my plans."
Right. And this leads to the side story where Wild Dog,
Yeah.
what's his name in real life?
Oh.
Renee?
Yeah, Renee.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Renee. In this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Renee is trying to get his daughter back, and
His daughter
there's
Zoe.
there's a chance that he could get his daughter back if he has like a good reference. He goes to court and
All he has to do is show up in court.
and maybe have a good reference.
Well, he does because he's got the deputy mayor providing a
Right.
reference. So,
Right.
so all he has to do is show up in court. But of course, he doesn't show up in court because he's worried. He thinks that Zoe's life would be much better without him.
Well, no, he goes to court.
He doesn't go to court. He doesn't show up.
The other guy doesn't show up.
No,
The deputy mayor doesn't show up.
no. Renee doesn't go to. He doesn't show up, and the deputy mayor, Lance gets pissed because the judge ends up dismissing the claim because Renee didn't show up in court.
It's the other way around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
Whatever.
it backwards.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
So anyway, so he
he's-
doesn't get his daughter back.
So he doesn't get his daughter back because he thinks that he's a bad influence in Zoe's life, and his daughter would be much better off without him in her life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, they admit that Felicity can't find William.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then Lance goes missing as well.
Right. That's all
So-
part of the plan.
That is why I think Adrian is smirking, because he's
Yeah.
got someone on the outside.
Well, yeah, because he's going to threaten to kill Oliver's son.
Right.
They've been setting that up for a few episodes now.
Right.
Okay.
So they're both missing.
All right.
So what did you think?
Okay episode.
Okay.
Better than Flash this week, at least. 8 skeletons in a crate.
I didn't like it except for the flashback.
Right.
Everything else just made me roll my eyes. Where did these videos come from?
Right.
The whole thing with Renee, I was like, really? Really? This soon?
Yeah.
After you were turned down on the phone like 3 weeks ago? Come on.
Yeah.
So I gave it 7 old videos.
Okay.
I just didn't like it.
All right.
But, whatever.
Better luck next time, hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So last show.
Number 7, felling tree with roots.
Okay, let's try and get through this quickly because I gotta get going.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So written by Ian Stokes, directed by Farron Blackburn.
All right. I have backstabbers abound, and that's Ward.
Yes.
Ward stabbing, Harold stabbing.
This episode, holy crap!
Yep. And Colleen maybe metaphorically backstabbing.
Right.
And then you knew my father. Prepare to die. Wait, what? That's of course Madame Gao and Danny.
Yep.
And then rock the vote, which was the board of directors.
Right. Okay. So backstabbers abound. We have
First is Harold, really.
Yeah. Well, here, we start off the episode where these 2 hand operatives show up at Harold's penthouse to interrogate him, and then Danny shows up.
Very untimely.
Right.
Because Harold is saying, I didn't know that Danny was the Iron Fist.
Right.
But Danny shows up, which confirms that he actually did.
So they end up having to fight these guys. Harold kills both of them.
Right. And then he says, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, to make sure I cover this up properly, I'm going to chop my finger off.
Right.
Because, hey, they wouldn't buy it otherwise.
Right.
So he chops his fingers off to cover up the deaths.
And Danny is like, okay, I got to go.
Yeah, Danny just looks at him like, okay.
Yeah, he pretty much thinks that Harold is gone over the edge at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right.
So he decides he's going to go to Colleen, and this is what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Sweet Christmas.
And, a lot of people were thinking, how did they get together so fast?
Yep.
And then after they do, and he leaves, someone shows up and they have a talk about, hey, look, he is the Iron Fist. You got to get in closer to him. And, ooh, is Colleen acting on someone else's behalf?
Well, yeah, it's this guy named Makudo.
Yep.
That tells her, hey, keep watching him and I'll be in touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
what's all with that?
Right.
What's that deal? Because, she knows apparently about the Iron Fist.
That's right.
So.
And she knew this whole time.
Yes.
Or at least part of this time.
Right.
Okay. And then Ward shows up at Harold's place because Harold has called him.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I need somebody to dump these bodies for me in a river.
Yeah.
And Ward says just like, what?
As Ward shows up, Harold is stabbing these guys in the face.
Right.
In order to obscure what they look like.
Yeah. To cover up their looks. Yeah.
So Ward says, sure, I'll take them to the river. And he takes them and throws them in. But not before.
Now keep in mind, Ward is still tripping. Or he's
crazy. Tripping balls.
He was tripping balls. Now he's kind of coming down off of it.
Right.
But
but is still, this where he stabs his father?
Well, that comes at the end of the episode.
Or does it come later? Okay.
That's right at the end of the episode because after Harold, Ward has this plan. He's embezzled all this money from the Rand Corporation.
Right.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to skip to Central America. But he's got like 25 million in the bank account. So he goes to like book these flights or whatever. Turns out his bank account is zero.
Daddy took it.
Yeah, Daddy emptied out his bank account that he apparently didn't even think that Harold knew about.
Right.
So he's all pissed off. He goes to the penthouse to yell at Harold about the accounts. And Harold's like, oh, yeah, I totally knew that you were embezzling money. And I cut you off because you were going to like ruin my plan to get us out from the hand.
Right.
So Harold keeps he punches Ward in the ribs, and he's like, "Oh, I created you, I put you in this world. I can take you out."
Exactly. I was just
Right?
gonna say that quote.
So Ward,
I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
pretty much.
Yep.
So Ward steps back for a moment, and then finally figures out what he has to do because he's totally tired of his dad's BS.
Mm-hmm.
So he stabs his dad to death.
Yep.
And guess what? In a bit of irony, he takes his dad to the exact same spot to dump him in the river, exactly where he dumped the hand bodies.
That's right.
And then he comes back. He's driving his car, and he's got this really mentally unhinged smile going on.
That's right.
So he's gone over the deep end.
Crazy town.
Crazy town. Welcome to Crazy Town.
That's
Hope
right.
you enjoy your stay, Ward.
Exactly.
Making Ward even more interesting than he already is.
Yeah. In the meantime,
Yes.
Joy has met with the board, and as we know, Ward is busy, so he doesn't show.
Chopping up bodies.
That's right. And Danny is doing his own thing, so he doesn't show. But in the meantime, the board has voted, and they're all out.
Yeah. Apparently, the real greedy board member guy is like, yep, you guys are out. Sucks to be you.
So.
And that's one of the triggers that sends Ward to I got to get out of here.
Right.
Screw you.
Because they're going to find out.
Screw you guys. I'm going to Central America.
Well, they're going to find out about his embezzlement.
Right.
At that point.
Right.
So, yeah, he's got to go. And who cares about Joy?
Yeah.
Or Danny, as far as that goes.
Yeah, he's not really concerned about getting Joy out of there, is he?
Nope, he's not. And Joy's going to get blamed just as much, probably.
Right.
I'm sure he set her up.
Yep.
Okay, so you knew my father prepared to... wait, what?
Yeah.
He talks to Madame Gal, Danny.
Right.
And Madame Gal reveals a bit cagily that she might have known his father.
Right.
And he's very intrigued by this. And she also learns from Danny that perhaps he left Kunlun not because he wants to go after the hand, but because he just wanted to come back. And that's the whole rub, prepared to die. What? That he's just not there to kill them. He just wants to be home. And so there's an issue there. But she is unsettled by this. So the hand is out of Kunlun, which is danger for her.
Right.
But she doesn't quite know what to do with Danny. So they have this talk, and she's unsettled, but she does reveal that she might have known his dad. So Danny's unsettled. She's unsettled.
Everybody's
and
unsettled.
Yeah, that talk was very interesting, I thought.
Yeah.
And he also knows that the hand have been using a floor in the Rand building.
Yeah, the 13th floor.
Right, which is usually not
right
anywhere on the elevator or anything.
Right. So essentially any floor that's 14 is usually the 13th floor because obviously.
Right.
But
this 13th is the 13th floor.
But they know people are superstitious, so they change it to 14. So
okay.
So they also find out in this episode, Danny and Colleen, they end up attacking a hand facility where they find out from Radovan, who's dying, the chemist guy, that Gao split for Anzhou in China, where Gao's biggest manufacturing facility is. And it's this
for the synthetic
heroin, and it's also in this Rand-owned plant. Just happened to be where Danny's family was headed 15 years ago.
Right. To stop it or to do something or whatever.
We'll find out in episode 8.
Right. So this is pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so.
And do you think that Colleen might be working with Stick?
I guess we'll find out. I don't know.
Because we know he's coming back for the Defenders, right?
That's right. We got to set that up. We got this hand. We got to take care of this hand problem. We got to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
So what did you give it?
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I thought that the whole business with Ward finally snapping and killing his dad, or does he? Because, hey, he's been dead before.
Right.
8.5 out of 10 severed fingers.
Yep. His finger might even come back.
Yeah. I'm back for revenge. I'm waving my little finger in.
Yeah. You should put a little face on it.
Yeah.
I gave it 8/13.
Prepare to die, Iron Fist.
You killed me. Prepare to die.
And then here's the battle. As I pull out my Iron Fist Funko.
Very nice. I give it 8/13 floors. I liked it as well.
So yeah, looking forward to episode 8, talking about that with you next time, right here in the Phantom Zone. So
that's right. And I do have a feedback from Justina. It's not terribly long.
Great. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Where am I? Is this the dentist office? Oh, wait. This is the Phantom Zone, isn't it? Hi, Karen and Charles. Oh, my goodness. It's almost Mother's Day, and Lena is so desperate for some motherly affection, she literally let an evil queen use her brilliant brain to build a huge portal. And now the Daxamites are coming. We're being invaded. I'm so glad that James, Don't Call Me Jimmy, figured out that he could be a superhero without a mask in this episode. Because, did I mention, we're being invaded? This episode gets 9 out of 10 toilet seat troubles. My life is a little bit crazy right now, so I can hardly remember what happened on Flash, except for Barry is adorable when he can't remember anything. And even without his memories and life experience, I'm so glad that Barry Allen is still a hero filled with hope. Oh, and King Shark! I remember King Shark, 'cause King Shark reasons. Did I blink? Did I miss it? Last week, Arrow left us on a cliffhanger of Prometheus finding William. And with a title like Honor Thy Father, I thought for sure we would be revisiting the William storyline. Yes, I did hear Felicity say she looked for him, and then Oliver got a false sense of security because the great Felicity Smoke could not find him. But I don't think they updated the viewer as to where he is. Unless I looked away and missed it somehow. It was pretty interesting to get some further story on Robert Queen and get an explanation about how the boat knew to go pick up Oliver in the South China Sea. But I was irritated that we did not check back in on William, so the episode got 7 out of 10 bribed boat rides. I may or may not get to check in next week, moving reasons, unhooking TVs and all. So until I talk to you again, have a super week.
Well, thank you, Justina.
Thank you for agreeing with me on Arrow, Justina.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's true that that they didn't really update us. You didn't miss anything.
Apparently, I'm totally outnumbered on Arrow.
It's all right. A lot of people like this Arrow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks, Justina, and good luck on the move.
That's right.
And
I saw our house. It's very nice.
Ooh.
It is very nice. So, good luck and congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on Casa de Justina.
That's right. Okay, so if you want to be like Justina, we're at Fandom Zone Cast on Twitter, Facebook.com, Fandom Zone Podcast. Email is fandomzonecast@gmail.com. You can listen and subscribe to us in Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. I am at Aliveria on the Twitter machine. You can click on my bio to go to my blog. It will take you straight to my front page, which has all my links there. And I just referred someone there because they wanted to listen to my Farscape podcast.
Very nice.
And hopefully, Priya will be listening to us here on the Fandom Zone. She is a Remaking History listener. And since Timeless was resuscitated,
right,
she will be able to listen to Remaking History again next season.
Well, I hope that I worked hard on that because she said she was looking for a new podcast because of Timeless,
That's right.
So I suggested the Phantom Zone podcast.
Yep.
So hopefully she'll check us out. So
I hope so.
I hope so too. So hope you enjoy it, and hope you stick around.
Yeah.
And spread the
She's
word.
cool.
Help us spread the word. So yeah.
That's right.
Always use a new zoner.
That's right.
Yeah.
Zoner.
That's
That's
zoner.
right.
Yep.
We decided on that, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Long time ago. We haven't sent it. So hi, zoners.
Yeah, hi zoners.
And how can they find you?
Obviously at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine, at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram, Facebook, of course, Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the
Google Plus.
And of course, my blog of geeky things.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Damn good coffee and hots, where I talk about all the shows that we cover here in the Fandom Zone and more. Lots of comic book on TV news this past week. Lots of it. Lots of new shows coming up. So I got all the details on my blog. So please check it out. And also please check out my other podcasts, Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast that I do with Jesse Jackson, friend of the show. And my Twin Peaks podcast, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast, which I do with Zan Sprouse, wife of comic book artist Chris Sprouse. And Zane and I are getting together on next Sunday for a little premiere party because 7 days until the new Twin Peaks. We're all excited.
Right.
So we're going to have a little viewing party. So Ghostwood hooks up in the house to watch.
Binge the rest of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah. At least do the last episode.
And I have to say, it was a valiant effort, Phil, to do my little closing stuff.
Yeah.
But you didn't do the Google Plus for all the crazy kids on the Google Plus. You didn't do that.
That's all right. It's not his. It's not his responsibility. It's mine.
He did and hot.
And hot.
So,
yeah.
Which I like.
So thanks again for helping us out, Phil. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you did a great job.
And thanks for
filled in for me.
And thanks for Fred for giving us some audio feedback.
Yeah, that was great.
On episode 100.
He needs to do that more often.
Yeah, so hopefully Fred got to hear his feedback at last.
That's right.
So I don't know. Thankfully, Rob Southgate, our editor-in-chief, was kind enough to help us out, get that in there.
He did put it in.
All right. So I think that's
okay,
about
so
it.
That's everything. We will talk to you next week.
Another big week, guys. See you next week.
104. Wow. Colson bobblehead.